Good morning, guys. Just getting myself set up here. All right, good morning, guys. Just getting myself set up here. All right, let's see what's going on for today. We've got 5 minutes till the open. Not much going on overnight. Morning, Duran. Good morning. Morning, man. All right, just getting myself set up here. We got 5 minutes till the open. Just trying to see what went on overnight. Zachary, good morning. Nayla, good morning. Looks like we are mostly on inside days so far for the indexes. Oil's an outside day. Gold is an outside day. Gold's been dropping. Holy smokes. You take any gold trades, Duran? This thing's been dumping, man. Below 4,000. Wow. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay as well. I think I'm all right. Euro S4 outside day. All right, well, let's start marking up some levels here. We've got 2 minutes till the open. Let me start with ES. We are in an inside day, so that means R3s and S3s are in play. Let's see what R3 looks like on ES. R3 looks like a decent level. We would be above these highs here. All right, thank you, man. R3 looks like a decent level. We would be above these highs here. You got to be wary of these highs, but we'll watch price action when it gets there, if it gets there. Let's see where R4 is situated. All right, R4 is at a decent level as well. Yeah, we'll pay attention to R3. That looks like a decent level. And then to the downside would be S3. And S3 may be one of them situations where if it does get to S3 because it's below prior day's low, S3 may not be in play anymore because we would be outside yesterday's range. So we'd have to wait for S4. All right. So yeah, S4 is going to be the play to the downside. And to the upside, R3 still looks R3 is definitely in play, and it looks like a solid level as well. So we'll pay attention to that. Ideally, of course, it'd be nice to take out these highs here, but I'd like to take out in one foul swoop. I'd like to take out this high and this high for an R3 play. So we'll pay attention there and see what we get. We get a signal here. No. All right, so that's on ES. Olivia, thank you for the likes, guys. 1T, good morning, man. Zachary, good morning, chat. All right, so that's what we're looking at ES. R3 definitely looks good, and to the downside, we'd be waiting on S4. Let's see about NQ. NQ is an inside day as well. Inside day gave us a value area continuation, but that failed. All right, so R3, this is interesting. So R3 is above yesterday's range. So even if we get to by the time we get to R3, it would be an outside day. So that means we are technically waiting on R4. But this is so borderline, and it's right here near prior day's high. We won't get a signal just because our strategy is based on inside outside days. But still would be a good level to look at with it being lined up with prior days high. Actually, I won't mark that level off, but just pay attention to it, guys. If you're NQ traders, at least R3 may be a level to take a look at. But for our strategy, R4 is the one that's going to be in play. And we have ES. Looks like ES is pumping at the open. That's good. Heading towards R3. So let's see if we can get that get there on ES. Now that A plus setup at R3 on ES would be if price takes out both R3 and prior day's high. And let's see where London is situated here. Headed for London highs right now. Did take out a London low right before the open, and now we're heading for London highs. So let's see what happens at London highs. All right, Russell. Russell is, let's see, can't tell. No, not much action overnight with Russell. Almost certain it's an inside day. It is an inside day. So our R3 and S3 levels are in play on inside days. And R3 does look like a very decent level as well. Situated on the bottom end of a supply zone, but we have at the top end of that zone is a prior day's high. So ideally with Russell and R3, which we are approaching pretty quickly here at the open, I'd like to see it come above prior day's high, R3 and prior day's high, before showing us signs of a reversal. So we'll pay attention here to R3 on Russell at R3 as it approaches fairly quickly here. Got an alert here. Got an alert here on gold. First 5 minutes of the open, gold has given us a signal at S5. I generally don't like taking signals this early into market open. And so I will pass on this one. I haven't had time just yet to even analyze the gold chart. So I'm going to pass on this one. But there is a play on gold if you guys are interested. I'll come back to that as I scroll through the rest of my charts. Dow. Dow's another one that gave us a signal right before market open. And Dow is currently in a strong trade at S3 to the upside. Just hit TP1 already. Missed that one, but S3 is in play. It is an inside day on Dow, so we missed the S3 signal. And S3 looked like a decent, very decent level, man. It has Asia, a bunch of key levels stacked up at S3. London low, Asia low, S3 there. And it gave us a strong signal as well. So that would have been a good one. Missed it. But I mean, it was, like I said, I don't generally play the market open anyway. And so this actually happened 5 minutes before market open. Oil, so let's once again, R3 is in play for Russell. I mean, for Dow, if we get there. Actually, R3 is another one of those. R3 is not going to be in play because it's just above prior day's high. So by the time we break prior day's range, it would be an outside day. So R3 would not be in play. That would make R4 the play to the upside for Dow. So R3 is not going to be in play. It looks like a decent level, but won't be in play. Now, if you guys strictly just play your key levels, your prior day highs and R3s, we could expect some type of reaction at R3 just because it's stacked right near prior day's high. And prior day's high is usually a very strong level to look for a reaction. So we may see some sort of rejection here, but might not be a very prolonged rejection. Oil's been just on a free fall, and it is past S5. It's given us a couple of signals along the way down. Looks like two losers, and continuing its way down. We're so far past S5. Let me scroll left here. Let me go to the hour chart on oil and see what we have to the left here. Haven't been at these levels in quite some time. So oil, yeah, so oil, kind of in the middle of nowhere. S6 is lined up here. Really not liking oil until, at least for longs, especially with the way it's been falling. Really not liking oil until it gets to about 67s and 68, 67s to start looking for longs there. And it's heading there. It's heading in that direction. So me personally, I'm gonna stay away from oil today on any signal, even if it gives us a signal, another signal at S5. And for S6, it's gonna have to come a little bit past S6 and take out these levels before I consider a trade on oil. Let's go back to these alerts on Dow. So Dow officially hit TP1, and that's what we were getting alerted on. Gold, let me see, I got a signal on gold as well. Gold officially hit TP1 as well. Off this candle at the open. All right. So yeah, we're on gold now. Let's take a look at our gold. S5 obviously was in play. It is an outside day on gold. Let's mute this guy real quick. Okay, you got him. Yeah, so gold already is an outside day. Got a decent signal off of it. What's next for gold? That would be S6 or continuation. So if gold decides to give us a short pullback and then a continuation back up to the upside, I'd take a look at that. But it looks like we missed the boat on the S5 trade here for gold. Let's take a look at euro. Euro's given us an S4 signal already, has not touched S5. S5 would be a fresh level. And so S5 is what I'd be monitoring on euro if we get there. I did get in a euro trade right when signing off yesterday. And that trade lasted about 4 hours. I was in that trade, and I finally closed about an hour before the close. Finally decided to just stop out of that one for, you can basically just say break even, and I made $10 on that play. So, but yeah, we'll pay attention to euro again today. Let's see. All right, euro. Yeah, we're gonna pay attention to S5 here on euro and see what kind of reaction we get when it gets there. All right. So let's go back to our markets. All right. ES did hit London high and rejected. So took out London lows, took out London high, and now heading back to the downside. Hopefully we'll get another rotation back to the upside and get a shot at R3 there. NQ, same thing. It is dumping, heading towards S3, but I said S3. By the time we get to S3, technically NQ is an inside day right now, but by the time we get to S3, we would be in an outside day. So S3 would not be in play on NQ. That would be S4 to the downside. NQ heading for Friday's lows and Asia lows stacked at these levels. Anybody take any trades at the open? So Russell didn't quite get to R3. Thought we were going to get there with all that momentum at the open, but normally we'll get a bunch of manipulation at the open anyway. So we had an initial push to the upside, and now all indexes appear to be going to the downside. Getting some alerts here on gold as it hits TP2. Duran, you getting any of that? Oh, you didn't. Damn, you missed that gold one, huh? Yeah, that gold at the open, that was a good one. But like I said, I wouldn't have played it anyway. I normally do not play the opening candles at the open, at least 95% of the time. All right, Euro. Let's see if Euro can get to S5. Oil, where's our oil at? Let me get back on the 5-minute chart on oil. I think I said I don't like oil today. I'll start paying attention at S6, but oil is just so bearish right now with this war resolution going on, and look like people are ready for this war to be over. Yeah, I'm looking for oil to at least slow down its free fall around 67, 68 range, somewhere around there. What's up, futures guy? Good to see you, man. Black to the bigs, welcome to the chat. Chicken Black, welcome to the chat. All my regulars, 1T, Duran, everybody, Zachary, welcome to the chat, guys. For the new people in the chat, my name is Steve with alphaflowtrader.com. What you see on the chart and what you see me pointing out on the chart, these key levels, is our indicator, AlphaFlow Key Levels Pro AI. The purpose of the live stream is to showcase this indicator and show how me and my partner Tim, I'm Steve. Tim usually runs the Asia session, and we just use this live stream to showcase our indicator, Key Levels Pro AI, and how we use it on a day-to-day basis for our futures day trading. All right, all these symbols and signals and key levels that you see on the chart are all part of our indicator. The green labels with these lines are support levels: S5, S4, S3. are all support levels. Um, the red labels, R3s, R4s, are resistance levels. And we also have other key levels like your session levels, your London highs, London high session, London lows, Asia low, Asia high. We also have prior days, prior day high, prior day low levels. Um, we also have prior week and months as well. And some other key levels that we have are supply zones and demand zones, which are is just a range. Like a supply zone would be a range, a resistance range from one price range to the next would be your resistance range, and your demand zone would just be your support range from one price to the other. So don't have any examples on this particular chart of a supplier demand zone. Let's see, here goes one right here. All right, so on this Dow chart, this pink shaded area is your supply zone. So this would be equivalent to a resistance area. And to the downside, these green shaded boxes are your demand zones. So this would be equivalent to a support area. All right, and support areas, we look for longs. Resistance areas, we look for shorts. All right. Our strategy is based mostly off reversal trades, counter trend trades, but we do have continuation setups as well. But our bread and butter is waiting for price to get to these extreme levels like R3s, and then waiting for a reversal, which would be considered a counter trend trade. All right, we have Dow here pumping pretty good. So let's see if Dow wants to make a run at actually I think I said, yeah, by the time we get to R3, that would not be in play. We are waiting on R4 for Dow, but let's see if ES is starting to make a move back up. All right, so ES is starting to make a move. Let's see if we can get back above London high and get to R3. Definitely interested in R3 on ES. R3 would not be in play. All right, so Russell right now is the closest one. Oh, I'll keep the chart here on Russell for now. Now let's see what kind of price action we get here on Russell. Approaching R3, we are past R3. We are in a supply zone, resistance zone, and we have prior days high here as well. So I'd like to see us tap prior days high before showing us some sort of weak price action. We may blow through this level and go straight to R4. And if we do, R4 is an even stronger level. Yeah. R4 lines up with these highs. We have some resting orders here. And if we can get just above these highs and take out prior week's high at the same time, then R4 looks like a strong level as well. So we'll see. Good morning, Ira. Thanks for joining, man. Good to see you this morning. I'm currently watching Russell right now. It is at R3. R3 is in play. However, we did just tap prior days high as well. So I do know if we if we go past prior days high, then R3 is actually going to be invalidated, because now we are outside of yesterday's range. And with our strategy, inside day, outside day, inside days, R3s are in play, S3s are in play. Outside days, once we have officially made it an outside day, which means, let's go to a daily chart so I can show you guys inside, outside days as a reminder. When I say inside outside day, guys, I mean, clean up this chart for you guys. When I say inside outside days, this is today's candle on the daily chart. This red candle is yesterday's candle. If today's candle is trading within yesterday's high and low, then we are in an inside day. So yesterday's high is up here, yesterday's low is down here, and we are clearly within yesterday's range. So actually, according to that, I think R3 would still be, yeah, R3 actually would still be in play because yesterday's yesterday's range is 30.28. So I'm wrong. So R3 would still be in play. So let's take a look. Let's go back here and look at R3. Yeah, by the time we get to R4, it would be an outside day. Getting some rejection here off of this supply zone. Yes, respecting prior weeks, high or low here. Prior weeks low. No economic news on the calendar today, besides crude oil. Crude oil inventories should drop at 10:30 today. Let's see. Yeah, so crude oil is the only impactful news to drop at 10:30. So in about another 30 minutes on oil. Let's see if that sends the oil market even lower. So we'll pay attention to that. And I'm just interested to see what goes on at S6 here on oil. Gold given a very strong upside move since the open. Very, very strong. Just got to London low. Well, yeah, we took out London lows already. S4 looks like a strong level. Let's see if it can continue through that level or if we're just retesting S4 to come back down to the downside. Now, we have just quite a few levels stacked up near S4, which is London lows for one. And then a little bit above that, we have pre-market highs and Asia lows. So let's see if we're just coming back up to retest that level, because gold has been very much bullish overall. So let's see if we're just going to retest that level and then rotate back to the downside. But gold did give us a very strong move. Very nice trade at the open. All right, guys, for all our new traders in the room, if you guys want more information on the indicator that you see here on the chart, alphaflowtrader.com is our website, and I'll pin it here to the chat. That's where you get more information on this indicator that you see here on the chart, as well as just people just interested in trading and looking for a place to begin at as far as learning and beginning their trading journey. We do have some good learning material on the website as well. If you go to our learning section, there's a good info there on where to start. Hey, Duran. Hey, Duran, let me know if you hear any background noise, or what does my sound sound like? If it's at all staticky. You guys hear static as well? Let's see. Let's see what that could be. They said it's soothing. Let me see if I can figure that out. Sounds like a water flow. Well, I guess it's good to implement some damn meditation during our trading, man. Get us all calm. Gotcha. I'll try to figure that out. I'm not using my lapel mic. I'm using the actual laptop mic, so that may be it. I may have to switch to my lapel mic, but I don't want to screw anything up right now, so we may have to just deal with it for this session, and then I'll go back to using the lapel mic next session. As long as it ain't too annoying and you guys can hear me, we'll try to get through it this session. What we got? Russell. Let's see what Russell's doing. All right, Russell is giving us a rejection here. 2 minutes left on that candle. What was the high of this candle here? The high was 3020.6, and our prior day's high is about 3020.7.6. So keeping a very close eye on Russell, just because it's the only one that's at one of our key levels right now. ES not there, NQ's not there, Russell is there, and Dow has not quite gotten to R3 yet, but it's within striking distance as well. Oil we're not touching right now, and gold Missed the boat on that one. Euro, nothing going on with Euro right now. It is trading at S4s, but um, we've had a lot of action around S4 already, so I'm really not interested in anything at S4 with Euro. I'd like it to come down to S5 before I can look at that one. Have not looked at Bitcoin today. Let's see what old Bitcoin's doing today. What a drop. So Bitcoin has sheesh. Bitcoin is down to 61,000. Bitcoin's got this S5 down here in a demand zone. Um, just hit S4. Technically, S4 would be in play on Bitcoin. S5 looks a lot better. Don't generally play Bitcoin. I have traded it plenty in the past, just not lately. And this is why you see all these gaps here. It's just not clean. It's spotty. That's what I meant. It's spotty. It's just not consistent with its volume. All right. What was that? That's copper. So let's get back to Russell here. Big rejection candle here. On Russell with our original Camarilla strategy. This candle right here probably would have been an entry candle. And we're back at R3 again on Russell, which just so happens, hopefully this doesn't turn into a chop range at this level, because as you can see, we are in a high volume node, and this yellow dashed line is point of control for the current volume session. This right here is a high volume node. This dashed line right here is our point of control, our current point of control. So that's where buyers and sellers are in a tug of war. The most volume is being transacted at this level right here. And once again, I do not like entering trades at point of control, just because price, buyers and sellers are fighting each other and there's no clear direction yet on which way the market wants to go. So not a good sign. If Russell does give us a signal here, especially after doing this for the next 10, 20, 15, 20 minutes, wouldn't be very confident in any signal in this area right here, just because it's, like I said, this is a chop zone. So we could easily come down here, enter, get faked out, and the next candle comes right back up and stops us out. That's chop. And that's what Russell may be doing right now. We'll see. It's gone up, it's gone down, it's going back up. We'll see if the next candle will come back down. Definitely don't like entering on those type of candles. So that's why I said we pay attention to, we watch price action. Just because price action gets to our level R3 is in play, we still got to watch it, and it's got to give us just the right the right action, the right price action. It's got to be bearish price action, of course, and very little chop is what I like to see when we get to a level. So I prefer for this candle to be the next bearish candle down, and that would be a decent candle to confirm um, our reversal. And the candle's still developing. We've got a minute left, so I know it's still up here, but it very well can close below this candle. ES kind of doing the same thing. You see, we've got our high volume node, we've got our point of control here, and we've just been in that range. We got 10 seconds on this Russell candle. So let's see how much more of this Russell does at this level. The more we stay at this level and just show up candle, one down candle, one up candle, without any clear trend, the more I'm not liking R3. And if ES is in a range here, I do like that R3 is above that range. So hopefully we can come in this range. If ES continues to chop here, if it'll break out of this range and can swipe this liquidity here at prior days highs, and then signal us in back to the downside. Dow, it's on a slow grind up. Dow's point of control is right here. This is Dow's high volume area. So we're currently trading above its high volume area. Let's see if Dow will continue to rise towards R3. Now, I did say R3 might not be in play on Dow, but I may have been wrong there. Let's go to the daily chart. All right, so Dow still technically is an inside day, and I will mark just the level. I'll mark this level here just to make it clear if this is this level here. We'd have to get past this level here for it to be an outside day. Right? Now let's go back to the 5-minute chart. And that's right on. I'll mark that level, and it's right at R3. Is below R3. So yeah, this blue line is what I just marked out on the daily chart. That if we cross that blue line, that is above yesterday's range, and R3 is above that. So R3 would not be in play on Dow. It would be R4. Let's go back to Russell, see what Russell's doing. And there you go. So another down candle on Russell, up candle followed by a down candle. One minute left on that candle. Uh, 15 minutes till the oil inventory report comes out. New home sales did come out at 10 a.m. It's not a red folder event, but new home sales did come in lower. Uh, Forecasted was 638,000, and it came in at 580,000. So new home sales came in lower. Appreciate the share, Leon. Thank you, man. Thank you guys for all the likes. We appreciate the shares and the likes. All right, so we are on a new candle here on Russell. So yeah, previous 20 minutes of chop so far. Russell is now flashing a signal to the downside. Strong signal. 3 minutes left on this candle. We are breaking out of that range finally. And so we'll see. Well, let's see if this candle can stay this way. I will take this trade. All right, guys, we are watching Russell here. It is flashing a strong signal. Was chopping around at R3 for a while. It is below the range right now, and It's looking decent. TP1 at the moment would line up with London lows. And TP2 is just below at Asia low, where I will probably write it down to Asia low if I get in here. One minute left on this Russell candle. Oh, we got our capture thing going on TikTok. All right, guys, 10 seconds left. All right, let me get in on this one. And we got two minis here. I'm gonna set one at TP1, right where TP1 is at, right at London lows, and I'm gonna set my second at TP, not TP2, but Asia low. This will be my second contract. He said, what's that, Duran? What told you the TP before the signal? On TradingView, on Quantower, you usually don't see the preview of the TP, but on TradingView you can. So the TP was here already on Quantower. I mean on TradingView. I've got my stop here at the app stop 31.13. I'm going off 31.13.5. Which we're right back inside this chop zone now, but hopefully we can reject off this point of control here and get back to the downside. Yeah, do you have it set up on TradingView, Duran? Well, it looks like this is going to be a loser, guys. I just got stopped out. Once again, that chop got to me. All right, so we're done with this R3 level. Definitely not looking for any more signals at that level. We'll pay attention to R4, especially if we can break out of this consolidation here. ES still looking good at R3. Dow has gotten past R3, but it is not in play at R3. We'd be looking for R4 on Dow. I got you. Yeah, Quantower just doesn't show us the previews of our TP levels like TradingView does. That's why I do most of my demonstration on TradingView, just because it has a couple of extra features, useful features that Quantower doesn't allow us to have. All right, so yeah, that's Russell Trades officially stopped out, official loser there. We've got 5 minutes till the crude inventory levels are dropped. Let's see. All right, guys. Well, we're just scanning now for our next opportunity. Definitely looking for another trade. Possibly ES. Possibly Dow at R4. ES, Dow at R4. And here's gold giving us a continuation long, which I said was the only possibility to look for here. It is a weak signal, though. We got 2 minutes on that candle. Coming off a loser, me personally, I just look for my A+ setups. And with this labeled a weak signal, I will probably pass on it. Dow, our level for Dow is R4. Um, R3 just does look like a decent level as well. Not gonna play it, but it does look like a decent level. Price just above prior day's high. Let's see if we get a rejection off this area now. So gold did give me a continuation, or a signal went away here on Trading View. I've got a poor signal on Quantower. All right, Russell looks like it's breaking out of the range now to the upside. But let's see if we can get what happens at R4 here. May take another shot at Russell at R4 or ES at R3. Let's see who gets there first. Now, Russell, we've clearly taken out prior day's high. I don't believe we did that on the previous signal, which may have been a mistake. So gold is flashing a continuation signal for you guys that are interested in gold on a continuation long off of S5, off of this signal right here. If you guys are interested, I'm going to stay away from it. Thanks, LBZ. So paying close attention to Russell, guys, for a second attempt at this reversal here. If it gives us a signal mid range before it gets to R4, basically a second R3 signal, I may consider it, just because we are officially above prior day's highs. I'll consider it though if we close back below prior day's high. Dow kind of just hovering here right around R3. And Trump seems to be making some posts here. My real poll numbers are the highest they've ever been. Today's housing news conference and signings are about canceled. Solid communist and has received loud and universal applause from the fake news media. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor. Welcome to elect wonderful American patriots. Trump's on a tweet storm right now, but mostly talking about local politics. And crude stocks have fell. I'm sorry, I missed crude at 10:30. Crude stocks have fell. And really no reaction here at the 10:30 on the 10:30 candle for crude. Almost a neutral candle. Yeah, lowest inventories. All right, so let's see what Russell wants to do here. Did officially close above prior day's high, then officially closed below prior day's high. And that gold continuation signal did not work out either. That one was an loss. So glad I didn't take that one. Ideally, if Russell gives us a second signal here, we have closed below prior day's high, and we got a couple more candles and another close near R3 or just below R3. Which would then put us right back into this range. So not sure how I feel about that. Thanks for the follows, guys. Chronicles, LBZ. Doesn't appear that it will give us a signal here at R3, which is probably best anyway, as we head back into this high volume chop zone. ES kind of been in this same range as well. Just range. And it's been there for a while. Let's see if I go further back. This range to this range. And R3 is situated above that range, so looks like ES is making a push now. BTC alert. say BTC gave us a signal at S4. All right, we're watching ES now as ES is giving us a real possibility of finally getting to R3, getting outside of this range it's been in since market open. All right, so we said the ideal setup with ES is if it took out both R3 and our prior day's high. So let's see if we can get to prior day's high here on ES. Let's see if what's Russell doing. So Russell's heading towards R4 as well. All right, let's see who gets the area above all these highs. Russell's R4 compared to ES's. Let's see which one I like better. I do like Russell if it can do the same thing, similar to ES. If it takes out R4 as well as prior weeks high or low. And so for me, I'm going to wait on whichever one gives me the move that I'm looking for. It has to take out both R3 and prior day high, or both R4 and prior weeks high. All right, guys. Flamingo, thanks for the share, man. Once again, guys, while we wait on this ES signal, and ES is close now. We've at least crossed R3 on ES. Now we just need to take out prior day's high. Once again, my name is Steve with Alpha Flow Trader. And what you see on the chart is our indicator Key Levels Pro AI. We're using this live stream to showcase this indicator. What it does is it plots out key levels, several different key levels that we use on a day-to-day basis for our day trading. The main levels that we look at are these red and green levels. The red levels are resistance levels, R3s, R4, R5s, S3s, S4s, S5s are support levels. When price gets to resistance levels, we are looking for bearish reversals, shorts to downside, back to downside. When price gets to these green support levels, we're looking for bullish reversals or longs back to the upside. And right now we are monitoring ES for a bearish reversal or short back to downside. It did get to R3. Now I need it, or I want it to get to prior day's high before showing me a signal. If it can very well possibly reject from here and give us a signal back to the downside, I will avoid it personally, as my ideal setup would be for it to take out both these levels since they're so close to each other. But yeah, if you guys want to know more information on the indicator and all its features, you can visit the website www.alphaflowtrader.com. We've also got some YouTube videos on it at Alpha Flow Trader on YouTube. Russell not quite at R4 just yet, but we needed to do some work, a little bit more work once it gets to R4. For me to take another trade on Russell, I need to get to R4 and take out prior week's high. So I'm focusing my attention right now on ES and Russell. ES is a little bit closer. Normally sign off here right at 11. Probably gonna push it a little bit past 11 today just to see if I can get in on this ES trade at least for you guys. Getting some rejection here already before we've gotten to prior day's high. So like I said, the indicator can certainly give you a signal with the right price action. And if it does from here, I will avoid it. I'm going to wait for that prior day's level to get taken out first before I get in on any ES signal. That's definitely the type of price action I want to see, these type of candles, but man, I need it to do that around prior day's high. right, so we got 5 minutes left on this candle, or 4 minutes left. What did Russell do? Russell did not quite get there yet. So what I will do, since we are again close to ending the stream, I'm going to start with what I'm looking for the rest of the afternoon. Of course, you guys already know I'm looking at ES. I'm looking at ES at R3 and prior day's high. It needs to take out both, and so far still looking good now with this current candle. So ES at R3 is the play that I'm still looking forward to as my second trade of the morning. NQ, NQ would probably not looking at anything on NQ, as R3 will not be in play, and S4 would be in play. So NQ is not close to anything right now. And I would say S4 would be the stronger play to the upside. So if price was to come down to S4, I'd like S4 a lot better than R4 on NQ for the rest of the day. So would only be interested in a long on NQ if it came down to 29,133. CES, ES still there. All right, so let's go to Russell now. Russell at R4. That is the other one that I am calling out for the rest of the afternoon. If Russell can get to R4 and take out prior week's high up here, this blue line, and then start showing us a reversal candle or reversal signal, I would take that signal for Russell. Wow. Dow got up here in a hurry. Dow is at R4, so I wasn't paying attention to Dow, but it is a very good possibility here at R4. It is in a supply zone, situated just below a supply zone, which we have tapped into. So pay attention to Dow. Dow at R4 is a live possibility. Let's get back here to ES. I still prefer ES right now over Dow. Dow will look a lot stronger if we can get above these highs right here. Take out these highs. And then you also have what is that there? That looks like prior month's high. Yeah, just where R4 is situated on Dow. Yes, we are taking out these highs and we are taking out these highs. So Dow is still a possibility, but the ideal setup for Dow for me would more than likely be R5 for it to take out all the highs up all the way to R5. Plus, it's got some real strong momentum right now going into R4. Let's go back to R4 on Russell. Russell has gotten to R4, and ES has officially crossed prior day's highs. So ES has taken out all the highs I needed to. Let's see how far it wants to go now. Hopefully from here, we'll start seeing some signs of weakness. We can start showing some weakness. So with this is a strong bullish close here at prior day's high. Strong bullish candle that closed above prior day's high. Let's start watching now what ES do from here. What about Dow continuing its upward trend? Dow's looking real strong. Russell. So the next step for Russell would be to get above prior week's high here. And then we'll start, yep, Russell looks like a very good setup above prior week's high. Once we get above prior week's high, yeah, we're looking real good on Russell for a reversal. So we'll pay attention there. Yes, Russell, Dow. All three really do look decent. I think I still like Russell and ES a little bit better than Dow right now. Oil. No, I'm not going to give any recommendations on oil for the rest of the afternoon. Just oil's been really bearish and it continues to drop. You can pay attention to oil at S6. S6 is a level that's rarely touched. So um, S6, if you guys trade oil, for my oil traders, if you want to look for signals, look at price action around S6 and see what it does there. It is a level that's rarely touched intraday. Gold looks like it is heading back down. We've already had S5 signal, came pretty deep past S5, formed a demand zone here. And I guess if we do come back to this demand zone, as well as this high volume node, and reject off of this again, maybe another signal off of here, back to the upside on gold. Me personally, I'm not watching gold for the rest of the day, even if it comes and makes that move. Just not interested in gold. Euro, same thing, same level I marked out this morning. S5 is what I'd be looking for on euro. Euro at 1.13530. Dow, it's at the level now, so you guys, if you want to monitor that for the next signal to the downside. Russell again at 30.33. It's crossed that level now. Now it just needs to cross prior week's high, and we start looking for reversal to the downside. ES, let's see what ES is doing. ES has not shown us a bearish candle currently. 2 minutes left on this candle. It's probably got to do at least 2 more of those candles to get us signaled in on this trade. So I'll stick around to about 11:15 just to see if we could get in on this trade, at least on ES. All right, yes, showing a rejection here. That's one part of the formula. Just needed to show us a couple more candles like that. Appreciate the live, Shani, or the share. Watching ES right now, guys. Let's look at Russell. Russell did not give us the full move that we're looking at, so we're gonna ignore that for now. Dow seems to be, well, it gave us a neutral candle, and current candle still looking bullish, like it wants to rise some more. So yeah, Dow did come into this R4 level with some strong bullish momentum. So let's go. What did I say? Now, if we get up this high to take out these highs, we still have this level here. Which is, that looks like that's just a supply zone. Yeah, if we get into this area right here, guys, now it just makes sense to just wait on an R5 level. If we get halfway to R5, the smarter play would be just to wait for price to come and take out R5. We've got double tops here. Prior week's high. This is also prior week's high lined up here. Yeah, R5 definitely looks like a more definitely safer level for a reversal here with Dow. And ES. All right, ES is starting to show us some reversal momentum now. It's starting to pick up. 30 seconds left on this candle, which do not tell me it is an outside day. Let me see. There we go. There goes the signal. It is a weak signal, guys. Let's see if it holds up. And that signal did not hold up. Let's see what Russell's doing. Russell. All right, this is starting to turn into another high volume area on Russell, as you can see by the shaded blue, but we do need it to complete our sequence by them taking out this prior week's high. All right, guys. Well, I'm almost 3 minutes away from signing off for this session, but I'm gonna let you guys know that if ES does give me a signal, um, especially here on this next candle, I will take it. I will break my rule slightly if it's a weak signal, regardless, just because it did exactly as I was wanting it to do, which is take out prior weeks, take out prior day's high before heading lower. So it is flashing weak. And I will take this signal if it holds up. If it holds up here, I will take it. Russell is a poor signal, has not taken out prior week's high, and I will leave that alone here at if it stays this way at poor, I'm not going to touch the Russell trade. Dow is giving you a strong signal for you guys that like Dow or Russell, Dow or ES. Me personally, I still prefer ES. And if either one holds up in the next 2 minutes, then I will be taking ES. All right, under a minute left on this candle. What's Dow doing? Dow's almost similar to ES on here. We're starting to pull back. And that signal is gone. ES should go away shortly here too as well, especially if we continue back upwards here. All right, guys, but that's what I'm looking at. So ES, Russell, and Dow. Russell has to come above here before I would take that signal. And ES, it's already completed the moves I needed to complete. Now it just needs to continue to show us some bearish momentum to the downside and just signal us in, and I would take the ES signal. So ES, Russell, and Dow is what I'm going to leave you guys watching here for the rest of the afternoon. Dow, me personally, I like Dow at R5. It does have the momentum to get there. It can certainly get there today. And so Dow at R5 looks a lot better than where it's at right now. So for me, it's Dow at R5. ES, right where it's at now. And then Russell still needs to take out prior week's high before I consider that a good signal. All right, Duran, thank you, man. Thank you for helping out once again in the chat. Thank you to all my regulars for showing up and sticking with me today. Thank you for all the new people in the chat. Once again, my name is Steve with Alpha Flow Trader. If you guys want more information on our strategy or this indicator that you see here on the chart, visit www.alphaflowtrader.com. I'm normally here throughout the week every morning for New York session. I usually start the live right somewhere between 9:15 and 9:30, but I'm trying to stick to that 9:15 um, time slot to get our live going, guys. So yeah, if you want to continue on with us for the rest of the week, I will be back here tomorrow at 9:15 to see um, how New York Opens go. All right, guys. Thank you once again. Duran, 1T, Zachary. Check you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.